Hello, my name is Cliff, and this is my story about eyesight. I was born in 1989 and grew up in a small town in upstate New York. My father had perfect vision and never wore glasses, and my mother has a small amount of hyperopia, or farsightedness. She needs about plus 0.5 diopters in each eye, and she has a little bit of an astigmatism, but for the most part she doesn't even really wear glasses. She doesn't really need them. There's absolutely no hereditary eye problems in my family, so naturally when I was growing up, my vision was perfect. I always passed my eye exams at school and never had any problems with blurry vision. And this is just a photo of me from about 1994. I was around 4 years old, and this is me up at our family lake house. And as you can see, of course, I'm not wearing glasses. This is a photo of me on the first day of school in 1998. I was about 8 years old. And this is another photo of me on that same day. No glasses. And this is me at Christmas in 1998. No glasses. Here are some of my school IDs and driver's licenses. You can see that in some of the photos I'm wearing glasses, and in other photos I'm not wearing glasses. My first pair of glasses I got in the 7th grade, and you can actually see them right here. I still have them. This first pair of glasses had a prescription of about 0.75 minus diopters in each eye. But the prescription of these glasses isn't the interesting part. What's interesting about these glasses is that I never even really needed them in the first place, and yet an eye doctor prescribed them to me and told me to wear them all the time. I have a little sister who's about 16 months younger than myself, and when we were in middle school, she started complaining about not being able to see the chalkboard. So my mom made an appointment with an optometrist and figured that we should get my eyes checked as well. So off to the optometrist we went, and at the optometrist we had a new experience of looking into all these weird machines and looking at a red light and waiting for a puff of air to scare the crap out of us, and that little machine that shows you a red barn off in the distance and it keeps going in and out of focus. And it was very interesting. At the end of the eye examination, my sister was given the verdict that she was nearsighted and that she would need corrective lenses. The eye doctor wrote her a prescription, and she was going to have a new pair of glasses. What I didn't expect was that the eye doctor came out with a prescription for me as well. I didn't feel that I needed glasses. I could see fine. But there was the eye doctor, and there was the prescription. So I guess I was going to have to wear glasses. I'll never forget the night that we went back to the optometrist to pick up our glasses. My sister and I were both amazed by our glasses and all the things that we could see and all the things that we had been missing out on all these years because we weren't wearing glasses. Now, if you're nearsighted and you wear glasses for distance, you already know this story. You go to the optometrist, they give you a new prescription, and the next year you go back and they give you another new one. This one is stronger than the last. And each time you go to the optometrist and you leave there with a new pair of glasses that gives you amazing superhuman vision, but you can barely walk out the door. You just about trip over this threshold and you go to step off the curb and it seems like the ground is running away from your foot. Even though the optometrist says, oh, you'll get used to your new prescription and maybe you believe him, I know now that that's not the case. That prescription is too powerful for your eyes. And when you get used to it, it's your eyes getting worse. That's why you get a new prescription each year that you go to the optometrist, and it keeps getting stronger. And sure, you get superhuman vision for a few weeks, but after that, your vision is just 20/20 instead of 2015, 2010, 20/8. So my first eyeglasses prescription was given to me in about 2003. This prescription was from 2007. And as you can see, I've come a long way since my first prescription of minus 0.75. This one in my right eye is minus 1.5, which is double that first prescription. The following year, in 2008, I got this prescription, which was the same prescription for my left eye, but my right eye got worse by about a quarter diopter. I graduated high school in 2009, so the next pair of glasses that I got was in 2012. Now, as you can see in this prescription, the spherical rating on my right eye stayed the same, and my left eye got a little bit worse, about a quarter diopter. I didn't have a very good experience in getting these glasses. I got them at Pearl Vision. They seemed to kind of rush me out the door. And what I was left with was a pair of glasses that made me feel disoriented and distorted my vision. But optometrists know best, so I just accepted it and paid them some money and was on my way. These are a couple of my work IDs. The one on the left is from when I was working as a network technician in New York, and the one on the right was when I was working in electronics in Maine. And in the photo on the right, you can actually see that last pair of glasses, that last prescription, with the small amount of astigmatism correction. So I wore those glasses for about 2 years, and when I got that electronics job, it required a physical. So I went over to the hospital and had my physical and the drug test and everything like that. And part of the physical was an eye exam. And what really woke me up was when I was wearing the strongest pair of glasses that I had ever been prescribed, and I could barely pass the eye exam. My vision was just barely 20/40. Even though when that prescription was given to me, it gave me better than 20/20 vision. So this really marks the start of my eyesight improvement journey, which was around spring of 2014. Now also, this electronics job that I had required me to wear safety glasses. And I had had a previous job where they also required safety glasses, and I had to wear these blinder type things, like horse blinders, on the sides of my glasses. They're like side shields. But at the previous job, I kind of got away with not wearing them. I really just can't stand wearing them, and yeah, I just didn't, and no one really noticed. But at this new job, people did notice. So I really had to figure out some sort of safety eyewear that wasn't like wearing horse blinders. So off I went on a quest on the internet to try and find some sort of safety eyewear. And I looked into safety glasses that were prescription, and I looked into contact lenses, which I had never worn before, and to this day I don't wear them. Then I started looking into laser corrective surgery like PRK and LASIK. But the more that I researched those, the more of an aversion I had to these procedures. Because there was all these reports of people having chronic dry eye, and then I learned that in LASIK, the flap that they cut in your cornea, it doesn't ever actually heal. It just kind of sits on top, like a Tupperware lid. But then I remembered years before, something that I came across on the internet, just surfing, was about naturally making your eyesight better. And at the time, I just didn't really have the courage to try it. I mean, because glasses become a part of your identity, and I knew that if I had started trying to restore my eyesight, that people would notice, and that I would have to explain to them why I'm not wearing my glasses, and I just wasn't mature enough or secure enough in myself to actually do that. But that time in the spring, which turned into the summer of 2014, I was ready. I started reading lots and lots and lots of articles and blog posts and watching videos all about whether or not it was possible to make your vision better naturally without surgery. And what I kept finding over and over and over again were eye exercises and the Bates method. So that was some of the first things that I tried. I just stopped wearing my glasses so much and started doing these eye exercises. And I had some degree of success with the eye exercises, but it seemed almost fleeting. Like, I could get pretty decent clear flashes, but other than that, it wasn't really like I would wake up in the morning and have clear vision all day. But I didn't stop at the Bates method or eye exercises, because I really just wanted to know everything that I could. I wanted to try everything that was out there. I was really impatient. I really didn't want to have to work on something for 2 years and have to feel around in the dark for all this time when I could be really improving my vision and achieving my goals. So back on the internet, and I kept reading and reading and reading and reading about traditional optometry and reading all sorts of Wikipedia articles and the talk pages. And what I started to realize was that on Wikipedia, there's some of the most biased and self-contradicting articles ever on the topics of optometry. So I knew that there was something to all this, and that there was something out there that did work. And I had seen a couple YouTube videos of people talking about how they fixed their vision, usually with the Bates method. And then I found the Frauenfeld Clinic, which was a website that was an advocate of reduced lens therapy. You see, it's their theory that in order to reverse nearsightedness, you just wear weaker and weaker glasses. Like, you decrease your prescription to the point where when you look out into the distance, you see a little bit of blur. And then once you get to a point where you no longer see blur, you reduce your prescription again. It's also an advocate of only wearing enough correction for a certain task. So you would have a full prescription for driving, and then a significantly weaker prescription for, say, working on a computer. So after a while, it became December of 2014, and it was around that time when I really got serious about the things that I was reading on the Frauenfeld Clinic website. I started keeping a log and measuring my vision on a weekly basis. It was shortly after December that I actually ordered my first pair of reduced prescription glasses. Meanwhile, at work, I found a solution to my problem with the safety glasses. I just started wearing normal safety glasses because most of my work takes place within arm's length. I found that I didn't even really need to wear glasses to do my job. It was just that when I would look up and talk to people across the room, their faces would be a little blurry, or a lot blurry if they were 20 feet away. But I was still able to communicate and do my job. It took a lot to get used to just having blurry vision and still being able to talk to people and figure out if you're actually making eye contact with them. But eventually I did get used to it, and my vision started to get clearer. I started noticing that I could tell where people were looking from across the room, and I could make eye contact, and people didn't even know that I needed glasses. So my glasses prescription was reduced a few times, just like they were talking about on the Frauenfeld Clinic, and I was successful. I was successfully performing reduced lens therapy, something that I wouldn't be able to find anyone to help me out with. It was just something that I kind of figured out. Now I should also mention Todd Becker of gettingstronger.org, because I saw his video where he did a presentation and a slideshow where he talked about how he fixed his own vision, and he did it through reduced lens therapy, but also positive lens therapy, where not only would he wear less prescription for distance, but he would actually wear the opposite prescription for doing close-up work. Now, this is kind of a controversial technique because some people believe that it can trigger an earlier onset of presbyopia, or aging eyes, but the fact of the matter is, it works. I did try it for a while, but then I found that I was a little nervous about maybe hardening my crystalline lens and developing presbyopia way earlier, like in my 30s. And I figured that I was still getting a lot of progress without positive lenses, so I just stopped using them. So all said and done, from about that time when I got really serious in December of 2014, it took about 1 year to reduce my prescription by about half, which is huge. If you think about it, it took me a good 12 years to build up the prescription that I had to make my eyes that bad. And it only took about 1 year to effectively reverse 6 years of damage. Today, I actually have the same prescription that my first pair of glasses were from when I was in middle school. But the difference is that I only need to wear them when driving at night, and I never wear them inside or when I'm looking at a computer screen. And that's about it. That's my eyesight story. I grew up without needing glasses. I had clear vision. I have crystal clear memories of going to Disney World, and then some optometrist came along and told me that I needed glasses and that I needed to wear them, and he screwed up my vision. But I was able to fix my vision, so it all works out. Then I think about all the people out there who don't know about this stuff and who have probably the same exact story, where they didn't even think that they needed glasses and they were told to wear glasses, and now their vision has gotten worse and worse. That same little sister that I mentioned earlier, who got her first pair of glasses on the same exact day that I did, and our prescription was about the same. Today, her prescription is about -3, whereas mine is less than 1 diopter, and I only need it for driving at night. Now, it should be said that I grew up with 2 older brothers and 2 older sisters, and all of them, while growing up, were prescribed glasses at some point, and only one of them to this day wears glasses. Her prescription's about -4. The rest of them don't need glasses. Their vision is fine. The only difference between that one older sister who needs glasses and the rest of my brothers and sisters who don't is that the one who wore her glasses when she was growing up, she's the one who still needs glasses. The other 3 rejected their glasses. They didn't like how they looked in them or whatever, so they just didn't wear them. And to this day, they don't need glasses.